What's going on, everyone? It's Corey from the Breakevens here, bringing you another video. This video today will be on research, how to research players, why do we research, and where can we research. You'll find 3 links down in the description, which will lead you to those websites and help you out. Okay, before we get started in that, let's get all the socials out the way. So you can find us on Twitter at BreakevensPod. We're trying to reach 500 followers on Twitter. So if you click on the link down below as well, it'll take you to our Twitter and give us a quick follow. That would be great. And on YouTube, we're trying to hit 50 followers. So click the red subscribe button. It really helps us out. Okay, and lastly, we've got a Breakevens League group code for everybody to join. Unlimited spots. It's free. Anyone can join. We're at 78, I think, entrants right now. We're trying to get to 100. So that code here, I've got it right here, is 432856. Add that in, join the Breakevens Group League, and have fun and good luck. Okay, so let's get into today's video. So research, what is it? Research, it's basically looking at statistics from maybe last season or seasons before that on certain players to try and figure out, are they a breakout potential, are they undervalued, and comparing players who you are a little bit 50-50 on, and see if their roles changed at the end of last season and did that have a positive or negative impact. Okay, so let's get straight into the first website. And basically what this website is for is just to look at past history of players in Supercoach or AFL Fantasy, and it's the main source for their break even. So what you come to this page, you'll see here you have players, you have Supercoach and AFL Fantasy, but if you're trying to search up a player, it's not easy to go players. So you click here and you click player search. Alright, it'll take you to this page. For the sake of this, we're going to use Luke Davies-Uniacke, so I've already got him searched here. So you type in their last name, it's a lot easier that way. You click search, and it'll come up with all the players, current and past, that have the same the same last name. So here you got Ian Davison, just because Davison is pretty close, but you got Luke Davies-Uniacke here, so you click on his name. But for today, we're using his Supercoach profile, so you click on that, and we come to his profile page. So there's no games in 2023 as of yet, so that hasn't got anything that will update during the season. But you can see over here on the right, past Supercoach averages. It has the year, how many games they played, and their average here. So you can see he's bumped up his average each year. A few big ones here, a small one, but then did a mini breakout here. So that's what we're looking for, this mini breakout. What changed, what happened there? So let's go to his 2022 stats. Alright, so it's got the rounds, his starting price here, and then how his price changed going through. His Supercoach scores, this dash means he didn't play that game. I know for a fact that this was a concussion game, so he missed that, and round 14 was their bye. So looking at this, he started off with 125 before he got knocked out. Then coming back from that concussion, he had a few lower games and then started to pick it up here. Had the bye, took 1 game to get going, and then came home pretty highly. And if I remember, this was against Essendon, which I think pretty sure he got tagged that game, but we'll figure that out in the next few websites anyway. So let's see, high of 149 and then a 138, and he had a low of 27, but we take that out, so technically a low of 68. What I personally like to do is I like to count how many tons they scored last season. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 21 games were tons. Alright, how many were in the 90s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so if you take that, you're looking at about 15 games where he's going 90 plus, which isn't too bad. We just need to get rid of these lower scores. Okay, so we've got all the information we can from here, so let's move on to our next website, fsaustralia.com. This is a new one that I did not know about until this pre-season, and this has actually helped me a lot. So, as you can see here, this is what it has to offer us. So, AFL stats, fantasy points, centre bounce attendances, which is what we're going to be looking at a lot today. Kick-ins we'll look at a little bit. Ruck contests, if you're unsure about your rucks, and the almighty heat maps, which I'm loving at the moment. We also have the fantasy tools, which you can just compare positions, teammates, how they go with and without. And another cool thing is they have the AFLW stats as well. So for those who play AFLW fantasy, this can really help you out as well. So as you can see up here, I've already got a few set up, but I'm going to look at centre bounce attendances for Luke Davis-Uniacke. So you come here, AFL stats, and you got CBAs, kick-ins, ruck contests, and heat maps. This is where you'll click on everything, but we'll go CBAs for now, and it will come up with this web page here. It'll have Adelaide Crows first because alphabetical order. Just before we do get into Luke Davis-Uniacke, up here it will have the team they played, the average of CBAs throughout the year. So Riley O'Brien, 87% CBAs in the 2022 season. Then you have the key here. If you see any white, it means 0 to 40% CBAs, which is not good at all. You've got 60% is blue, so that's 66% or lower. 61 to 80% is green, which is good. But what we're looking for is the big yellow, so 81 to 100% CBAs, which you can see Riley O'Brien did a lot. So we're not talking about here, we're talking about Luke Davis-Uniacke. So we'll go down to North Melbourne Kangaroos, let that load in. Alright, here we go. So we look here, Jai Simpkin, over the season average, was the number one midfielder on the seams here, 83%. And you can see from rounds 1 to 8, he really was the only midfielder there. Luke Davis-Uniacke, so he had 70% CBAs on average. Start off with a green here, 65, which we know he scored 125. If we go back to Footy Wire, 125 there. So that shows that if he gets 65% CBAs for a game, he has a good chance of scoring highly. We know 14 he got concussed, so let's go to round 4. 52% CBAs, which is not great. So how did that compare? Round 4, yep, only a 75 Supercoach points. Okay, so that's not great for us. Rounds 5 and 6 he got a bit more, but we just saw that they were some lower ones. Alright, I want to look at round 9, 93% CBA. So how did he go here? Round 9, 113. Awesome. That's perfect. That's perfect for what we're trying to buy him for, is that M8. So usually M7, M8, we're looking around that 110 plus mark in our midfield at the very minimum. Anything less than that is a bit of a waste. Obviously, it's ideal if they go 115. Okay. So one thing I do want to look at is this round 9 heat map. Alright, so I've already got it here. Heat maps. It does come up with Jack Steele. The annoying thing about this, it starts with Jack Steele and it's done via their last name, which is annoying. So we have to scroll all the way up to D, where we'll find Davis-Uniacke. Here we go, C, right there, Davis-Uniacke. Click on him there. Alright, round 9. Here we go. So we'll click this link, and when it loads, it'll show his heat map, and I'll explain what we're looking for here. Alright, so that's loaded up, and this is what we're looking for. Right, the red parts, that's shows that's where he was a lot of the time, and if it goes orange and yellow, that's where he went to, but he wasn't really spending time there. Okay, and what we're looking for are these blue dots. These are possessions. So you can see he had a decent possession game here, and a lot in this center circle or center square. That already indicates to me that this is a good scoring game. Now, what we know is if we go back here, Footy White, he scored 113. So that is a good map to me. Okay, now another website, sorry, is AFL Tables. Okay, so afltables.com. This is the website I use just to look at people's stats, because it has throughout their years of playing, it has every stat, just while this loads, every stat, and it shows a good comparison to their Supercoach output and their heat maps. Alright, so that's loaded now. So you'll come to 2022 player stats. Okay, the good thing here is it has the team, so you can just click on the team and it'll jump straight there. If not, you can just scroll down, but who wants to do that? So we'll click on North Melbourne, and boom, and it takes us here. Okay, so it has every player here, their season averages, or their totals. So we're going to click on Luke Davies-Uniacke here. And it takes us to his stats page here, his top 10s, home and away comparisons, and his team averages here. So, alright, and you can also, a good thing is you can click on one of these and see how he goes via team, so, and venue, which is really good. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom, North Melbourne 2022. So we know round 9 is the game we are looking at. So here, round 9 was a loss. Here, 25 disposals, 10 kicks, 15 handballs. He had 6 tackles, 4 inside 50s, 7 clearances, 12 contested possessions, 13 uncontested, and 86% time on ground. Okay, so that doesn't really scream over the top amazing to me, but if we look at the heat map, it shows where his contested possessions were and where he spread to and where he ran on to get those uncontested possessions. So that's not a bad one. Let me click out of this. Alright, let's look round 13. Okay, so we'll go to the heat map. So he scored 138 in round 13. So heat maps, click this link, and it'll load up. Okay, so we can see, yes, midfield, and pushed a little bit forward this game, but you can see he was basically everywhere, and by the blue dots, he got a lot of possessions this game, so probably why it's 138. So let's look at his table. Round 13. Alright, 17 kicks, 16 handballs, so that's 33 disposals. 1 goal, 1 as well, so hit the scoreboard. 3 tackles, 6 inside 50s, 6 clearances. You got 4 frees, 4 as well, so that would have bumped it up. 16 contested, which is elite, and 17 uncontested in 89% of time. So you can see a big difference there. Even though this map doesn't scream great, but he got 33 disposals for 138 Supercoach. So you know, that's absolutely perfect. So let's look at one more. Let's look at a bad one. So let's look at round 20. So this was the game that I'm pretty sure he got tagged. So round 20. So let's look at heat maps. Round 20. Okay, so let's load it up here. So yeah, this doesn't look like a bad heat map. Heat maps, sorry, because of where he was, but if you see there's a lot less blue dots, so this probably isn't the best example here heat map wise. But let's look at his tables. Round 20 against Essendon, 23 disposals there, 13 handballs, 10 kicks, 3 tackles, 5 clearances, and only 6 contested possessions. So he had to run a bit more to get those stats up. Okay, let's try and find a bad map here. So let's see. Let's go here, round 4. Alright, I think we'll go round 4 because I think this will be a bad map. So heat maps, round 4. Sorry, I didn't do this in order. Okay, see, so this to me is a bad map. So yes, he's still in the center, but he pushed a lot into defense. Okay, and bit of possessions are on the wing, but yeah, played in that half back a little bit as well. So that's not great for us. Let's go to his tables quickly. Let's get Sydney, 11 kicks, 5 marks, 9 handballs for 20 disposals, 6 inside 50s, and yet again 6 contested possessions. Okay, so what that shows me from the research that we have done is that when he plays that pure midfield, he has the chance to score between 110 115 Supercoach points on an average. Of course, you got your bigger games, your 138 149, okay, where he absolutely monstered. But if he has a role where he's on a wing or he's playing a bit more all over the ground, that's when he's susceptible to those lower score games like the 75, your 68s. Okay, so my overall review here is if he's a number 1 midfielder, then he's definitely a chance for an M8 spot and a breakout potential. So that's how I do my research. Right now, we're just going to quickly go through another player. We're going to go through Hayden Young because he's a defender and we want to look at those kick-ins. So let's start that. Okay, go to his profile here, and again, click on Supercoach profile to bring up his Supercoach, AFL Fantasy, if that's what you're searching up. Alrighty, so let's look at his just past averages quickly. So his first year averaged 52. He bumped that up by, 24 points. It's not bad. He's bumped that up again by 16. So he keeps going up and up, which is a good pattern for us to look at. He also played 20 games last season, 8 the previous, and 5 in his first season there. So, right, let's look at last year's scores. So again, all the scores are here. Let's look at 100. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tons of a highest been 142 in 20 games. So what's that? That's about 40% of games almost. Around there. Anyways, any 90s? 1, 2, 2 90s. So we can already tell it's a bit of an inconsistent year. Not a great year if you're looking to get him this upcoming season, but he has a potential to break out because he is getting he's progressing in his development. We can see that. So can he develop again and go another 10 points here? Alright, so let's look. So because he's a defender, we're not going to look at CBAs. Okay, so CBAs gone. That doesn't matter for us. We are going to look at kick-ins and how that correlates here. Alright, so you'll go to your kick-ins. So you'll go home, AFL, stats, and then kick-ins. But I've already got it loaded here. And again, it comes to the Adelaide Crows. So we'll go down to Fremantle Dockers. Alright, so once again, it's got the team that they played up here in the rounds. So KI means the kick-ins, so amount of kick-ins last season. PO is played on from, and the PO percentage is what percentage did they play on from. So looking at this, Luke Wright, 136 kick-ins last year. 48 to Cox and 24 to Young, which is not great. We want him to get close to that 60 to 70 mark, because that just means more points for him, because as we know, if you play on from kick-ins, you get a kick stat. Alright, so Hayden Young took 24, he played on from 21, so it's an 88% play on rate. So what's that saying is if he does get kick-ins, he likes to play on. Alright, so easy points there. As you can see, Luke Ryan, 82%, played on 112 times to 136, which is great. So Hayden Young, let's go here and see how many he did take. So 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 0 1 1 2 0 0 1. He took 4 here. 0 0 1 0 2 1 1. Okay, so what that tells me is, yeah, he didn't get that many kick-ins, which is not ideal. Okay, so let's go back here to Footy Wire. Let's look at this 56. Alright, let's check his heat map. So 56 here in round 3. Alright, so let's look at round 3 here. I've changed it to Hayden Young. So round 3, he had a score of 58, I believe, or was it 56? Sorry. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so he played deep in defence, so he might have had to have played a key position role here or there, and then he moved up onto the wing a little bit. So what we want from our defenders is in this area here. Okay, that central area, because that's the best chance for them to get marks and where the ball usually goes into. And teams are looking to try and get as central as possible, so it's a lot easier to kick goals. So that's where we want him. He's a bit deep here, and he pushed up onto the wing, so we can tell that isn't a great heat map. Alright, let's go over to AFL tables. We're still in Luke Davies-Uniacke, so I'll be back. Alright, so over here at Fremantle, so click on Hayden Young. It was round 3 where he scored a 56, so let's see what his stats were this game. Scroll down to the bottom, of course. Round 3 against West Coast, 16 disposals. 6 handballs, 10 kicks. Looking at this, it looks like he likes to kick the ball more, which is what we want to see. It took 6 marks, which isn't bad. 14 uncontested. Yeah, didn't really get going, it seems. 3 rebounds out of defensive 50. We probably want that to be a bit more. As you can see, we got some 6 and 8s, some 5s in here, a 7. So, yep, that wasn't a great round for him. So let's have a look at another one. Let's go 142. So his best game, 142. So that's round 13. Round 13. Click that. Let's check his heat map. This is better. Yes, a bit more central. He's not right in that goal square. He's sort of in the middle of that 50, and he ran and pushed up onto the wings and even towards the forward 50. So I'm guessing that could have been the inside 50 there. Okay, so yep, a much better map. So let's see how his kick-ins went here in round 13. Hayden Young, I know 24-21, even though his face hasn't popped up. 2 kick-ins, 2 played on, perfect. Round 13, 31 disposals, 21 of them kicks, 10 marks, 10 handballs, 3 tackles, 6 out of that rebounded 50, 5 inside 50s, and 11 contested at 82% game time. So what that tells me is he absolutely went off. Been in that more central position, he got those 10 marks, which is absolutely insane. So lots of points there, and we know he got 2 kick-ins, so that is a great map. Now I want to look here at round 19 as well, because I feel like this is another big score. Yep, 139. So let's check his heat map. Sorry, what round was that? I already forgot. Round 19. Oh, okay. This is a weird one. So I don't mind this. I'd prefer it to be a bit more central, but I don't mind that. But it looks like he pushed it onto a wing a lot, so he must have done a lot of running. A lot of dots there, and on this wing as well. Okay, so any kick-ins in round 19? 0, so no extra points there. 19, so 23 kicks, 14 marks, 8 handballs, so another 31 disposal game. 5 rebounds, 5 inside 50s, 22 uncontested, absolutely elite, and only 80% game time this game. Okay, that I don't super like this heat map, but it shows that he ran, and it showed that with the 20 uncontested possessions there. So let's look at one more. Let's look at a low one. Round 21. Let's look at that. Or do yeah, we'll look at round 21. 78. 21. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so he's sort of playing almost a pocket here. A bit central, but yeah, deep towards that pocket, so not great. And he actually got a few touches in that forward 50. Didn't seem to run too much, so might have been playing that key position role once again. So let's check his kick-ins. He took 1 in round 21. The Bulldogs only 19 touches. More handballs, only 6 marks, and 16 uncontested possessions. Okay, so it's our research here tells me that if he plays that more central role, he has the potential to score big. How many times did he play that central role? I'm going to say all of his tunts were central, and these high 90s and 97 and maybe the 92 I'd say were probably central. So is he a potential? I think he needs to get a few more kick-ins. Personally, if I was going to select him for a breakout, he has the potential to break out. I think it all just depends on his role. If he plays that more central half-back role, I think he could easily bump that up to over 100. But if not, I'm going to say he'll go 95 to 98 this year. Not quite a breakout, not quite a top 10 defender. Okay, but I've made a guesstimation, I guess, just because of the research. Alright, so that's just going to do us for today's video. That's how I research players. Some people might do it a little bit differently. They might have a few other websites that they look at. But those are the keywords I use, and I've seen other people use as well. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit on how exactly you can research and how to get the best results from your research. Just before I sign off, the Breakevens Unlimited group on in Classic for Supercoach is out. We've got 78 people in there. We're trying to hit 100 people in there. So for those who want to join, 432856 is our group code. So make sure you join that. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you all for watching and listening. Don't forget you can hit us up on Twitter at BreakeVensPod if you have a few more questions or inquiries, or you just want our opinion on something. So over there, we're trying to hit 500 followers, as I said earlier. So give us a follow. And on YouTube, search the Breakevens, and you'll see us there. Like and subscribe. As always, there's a little red button there to subscribe. We're trying to hit 50 over there. So those are the two best places to contact us if you have any questions or inquiries. So again, thank you all for listening and watching. Hopefully this was a helpful video. And until next time, it's bye for now.